Welcome to the Kim and Kyle podcast, where we give realtors and entrepreneurs the mindset, strategies, and skills that you need to build the business and life you want. Every week, we're bringing you guests or ideas to help you market your business for the year we live in.
We are live. What's happening, Kim?
Well, it's the first day of a new decade. It's January 1st, 2020. So happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. All right. So we got a new mic set up and yikes.
We're doing this year.
A little
is what
different.
We're doing.
It's what Kim got us for Christmas. This new mic's ready to go.
So if you've been following along on our last 5 episodes, this is now season 2. We did a trial run at the end of last year to just kind of get our feet wet and see how things were going. And we had a lot of fun doing it, so we thought we'd take it to the next level, which is why we've invested a little bit into our setup. We're going to keep investing and figure out how to make this the best possible way that we can, and we're just going to have fun with this throughout 2020.
Yeah. And also, we've got probably 15 or so episodes that we're going to throw it back to. But I think we're going to do weekly episodes this year, is what was on the year-long business plan. So
that's on our goal list for today.
On the goal list.
Speaking of goals, what do you think of New Year's resolutions?
I think there are a lot of people that make New Year's resolutions and don't do anything. They've been making the same New Year's resolutions every single year for as long as they can remember.
Yep, I agree. So I used to, even up to last year, I made some kind of resolutions, and then I started feeling like it was always kind of a disappointment because a resolution is just like a big goal you set for a really long period of time. And you don't ever really, sometimes you reach it, but then there's always like a disappointment factor to it, I feel like. So this year we did something a little bit different. And that's what we're bringing you today on this episode, is I found a list of questions that kind of talk about your intentions for the year. So a goal or a resolution is kind of like a set thing that you want to accomplish. It's like an external factor. And then the intention is like a way that you want to act, how you want to feel, kind of your mindset throughout the year. So these questions kind of go through the mindset change and kind of what we want to do throughout 2020 in that factor. So we're going to go through these questions together. We're going to see each other's answers, see how we compare, see how we differ, and have a little bit of fun with it.
Yeah, for sure. So Kim just sent me these questions and I looked over them about an hour ago. So here are, do you want me to read over the questions and then we answer them, or do you want to go one on one?
Well, I think we'll do one question at a time and then we'll both give our answers and then we'll give feedback if there needs to be feedback.
All right. So the first question is, or the first statement is, I want to start. What do you want to start doing, Kim?
Okay, so what I wrote down for this one is I wrote down a couple different things. So I'm going to kind of talk you through this. I originally kind of said that I wanted to be more intentional with my time. So I wanted to kind of work and work hard when it was time to work. Mm-hmm. I wanted to learn how to relax when it was time to relax and take that time to completely offset my mind from that. And then I want to be able to spend time with you separate from all of that and just be able to focus on us at that time. So kind of like prioritizing, learning how to time block, and essentially keep my promises to myself, because like I just talked about resolutions, you make these promises of the year, and then when you don't fulfill them, like it kind of defeats you, it lowers your confidence. Even if you don't think it does, like internally it's doing something instead of raising you up. So I want to be more intentional on my time and how I'm using things and how I'm working towards these goals, essentially.
Yeah, that completely makes sense. And it kind of goes along with a little bit of what I wrote down.
Yes.
Hey, I said that I wanted to start saying no to more things so that I can say yes to other things that I really want to do. And I usually don't have a lot of trouble saying no to
So you're
things,
pretty good at saying no.
but I do have a lot of trouble because I see the potential loss. If I tell a client no, then they may go to someone else, and then potentially that's a forever loss.
And I
If
think
that
that
makes sense.
I think that's a lot of me rubbing off on you is like you'll stand your ground and I'll kind of be like, but
Yeah, for sure.
but I
For
kind of
sure.
I kind of am that like peaceful voice trying to keep peace on all sides. So I probably don't help you with that. So
Yeah.
I will, maybe that's a second thing I can start is to stand my ground a little
Yeah.
bit more
Yeah.
when you want to say no.
And and I've always said until probably last year that if I say no to somebody and they go to somebody else, they are very easily replaceable. And if they go to somebody else and stay with somebody else, just because I was busy or I didn't have time for them that specific day, even though it didn't need to be done that day, then they didn't choose me because they liked me or they wanted to work with me or they liked my work or the end result. They just saw me as a cog in the wheel and was very easily replaceable.
True.
Even though we're in the service industry and we produce a great product or whatever. So I don't know. I'm just
True.
going to start saying no more.
Good deal. All right. So the next one, you're going to go first on this one, is I want to learn. In 2020, I want to learn. What do you want to learn?
One of my goals is to learn more about videography. I know a lot about the audio stuff and how to get the right composition, but I want to learn how to tell a story a little bit better.
I like that.
Yeah, that's one of my goals is to tell our story, tell our client stories. We did a lot of videos in 2019, and I want to be able to do that better.
Cool. I like that. Mine is going to be kind of surprising. I think it doesn't really have to do anything with business, and I think it might make me tear up a little bit.
Uh-oh.
But let me set the scene. So the last 2 nights before New Year's, we were looking for some new shows. We were working, trying to find something to just like put on the TV while we were working to kill the time and have some noise in the background. And what did you put on but a documentary on wolves?
Yeah.
And I'm like a huge animal person. I'm a huge dog person. Immediately, I was fascinated by this documentary that you put on. And they said something in this documentary how the climate changes are affecting the Arctic faster than any other area on Earth. And then they said, like, how will this affect these wolves? Which immediately I was like, holy crap. That's so sad and scary to me. So something that I want to learn this year is how maybe I can make a difference in the environment, like recycling more or buying different products, like just something small that I know I can't make like a huge change, obviously, but something small that I can like work towards to help that, because that opened up my eyes to those poor darn wolves. I want to go rescue them and pet them all.
They did look pretty scary. They ran 40 miles an hour and they weighed 150 pounds.
I know it's something you don't really think about, and it's a real deal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. So the next question was something that you want to try. So I want to try. Oh, it's going to be on me.
Do you want me to go first?
No, well, you went on the last one. So I'll say I want to try some weekends doing the camper life thing in Tommy the Transit. So if you guys don't know, I have a transit van, and it's been almost 2 years now that I've been supposed to convert it into a camper. I drive it every day to work, to shoot photos. People often ask me if I need a vehicle that big, and I say, well, it gets 26 miles to the gallon, so it doesn't really matter how big it is. It does a good job and gets the job done. So I drive it, and I've been supposed to convert it, and I just have not really sat down. So it's a huge 2-seater vehicle pretty much right now.
All right, I'm on board with that as long as you put a bathroom in there.
Bathroom, yeah. And I was going to say Kim's only requirement is a bathroom.
Okay, that's a good one. My 2020, I want to try. I wrote 2 different things here. So at first, Well, I'm going to explain this through. So
All right.
first, I wrote that I want to socialize more because I spend a lot of time working alone, and it's very easy for me to do that. And I'm very comfortable being an independent person. Like, I'm very comfortable with quiet time. I'm very comfortable sitting by myself and my thoughts and my feelings. I don't really require a lot of socialization. I'm a very introverted person. So I wrote that down. And literally the next like 10 to 15 minutes after I wrote that down, I had anxiety about it because I was like, that doesn't feel true to me. And going back to number one about making promises and then like not being able to keep them and not being intentional and disappointing yourself, like a resolution, I was like, why would I make that when that's like, I'm never going to be able to keep that promise to myself? Like, that's not natural to me. So it made me change that. Like, I think that's important, and I think I still need to work on that part of it. But it made me realize that I need to do what makes me happy, and I need to listen to those internal feelings that I've got more. So I need to try working on that kind of stuff, just like paying attention to I can say a certain thing, and maybe it doesn't feel right in the moment, and I need to go along with that feeling. So I need to try to just like be myself more, I guess.
Yeah.
Is the answer to that question.
Heck yeah. That's perfect. I love that.
And then that's the last one I wrote down answers to. So the next ones I'm going to have to wing.
And there's a few more. All right. So I'll read the question and then Kim can give her answer.
Okay.
So we just did, I want to try. And now we're going to go, I want to continue. What do you want to continue to do in 2020?
I want to continue kicking ass.
Heck yeah.
I feel like we've built, I wouldn't say we're wildly successful, but I would say we're pretty darn successful. Like, we make a pretty decent living. We live the lives we want to live. And I feel like that's pretty darn cool. And I want to continue working hard because we enjoy it and we enjoy working together, and it's not work for us. So I want to keep doing that so we can keep building a life that's freaking awesome.
Yeah. And I'm going to elaborate on this, even though Kim said on some of our past podcasts that we elaborated too much. But our entire job is to help other businesses and to help them make more money. And we were talking about winning the lottery the other day, and we met with a person and they said that they wouldn't show up to work the next day. If I won the lottery, or if Kim won the lottery, we would probably still be making a podcast. I would 110% still be taking pictures and still be sharing our lives on social media. So guess what? We do what we like to do. No matter how much money we make, that's kind of what our lives are.
Yep. So can you agree with me? I want to continue being us.
Heck yeah. And my answer, I'm looking at it now. It said, I want to continue to take photos every single day.
Heck yeah. That means we're doing the right thing.
That's right.
Okay. Moving on. The next one. I'm going to let you go first because I don't really know what I want to say for this one yet.
I don't either.
So in 2020, I want to quit. What do you want to quit?
What do I want to quit? It's so hard.
I kind of think I know mine, but I don't know if it's something that I can completely fix. It's something I've been working on a lot.
So would it be business-wise? Like, what would I want to be quit
life.
Business-wise?
Just life. Kyle's perfect.
No, I just don't know what I want to quit doing. Like, I do a lot of things that I want to do.
I want to quit doubting myself.
Yeah.
I doubt myself, and it comes across like I'll say I'm like a perfectionist a lot of times, and that holds me back from starting things, and it makes me procrastinate. And I think that's true for most people who say that they're perfectionists, is it's just like a cop out because you're procrastinating. Yeah. So I think it all kind of ties in, is like I doubt myself. I say I'm a perfectionist, which I am. And then I procrastinate, and it makes my job a heck of a lot more stressful when it comes down to the day that something's due and I'm writing a 25-page book. Yeah. Because I didn't think I could do it right the day before. Yeah. So I want to quit doing that. I want to just have faith that working through it day by day, I can do it just as well.
Yeah. Well, now that you said that, I know what I want to quit doing is quit trying to do everything myself. in 2019, I did a lot more delegation.
Yeah, you're better
Then-
at that than me.
Yeah. Well, and that takes so much time. I mean, 10 years in, I'm just now delegating all this stuff. So I want to delegate even more. I still try to take control of everything and then try to guide people along the way. And I think in 2020, I want to let them have full control and then teach them from the end result after they get finished instead of trying to guide them through the entire process. Here, do this, then.
Yeah, my problem is like
Get the
I'll
results.
delegate something to someone, they'll do it, and then I'll just go and fix it.
Yeah, you fix it. Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do it my own way.
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard. I
Yeah.
mean, and that's something through nursing and stuff like that. Like we're always taught, and you always practice and you always learn. But delegating's hard. But that's a good one.
Yeah, it sure is.
All right. In 2020, I want to be.
You answered the last one, so I'll go ahead and do this one. I said that I wanted to be more intentional with my time. And we
That's what I
actually
said for the first one.
we
then.
actually had
Yeah.
a conversation about this earlier, and that we say we need to do all of these things and we need to do these 50 things this month or this week or whatever. And this year, and I've done it in the past and it worked really well, and then you kind of get away from it. Every time we say that we need to do something, you guys don't know, but my calendar looks like a rainbow. I mean, I literally map out everything in my day, except for some of the things that we say we need to get done because I have so many things that already need to get done.
Mhm.
So I'm going to put those things on the calendar every single day and block them off and just do them. So before I leave to go take photos for clients, I have to finish these things, and they're done in 15-minute increments. Boom, boom, boom. Then they get done. So that kind of has to be more, that's my more intentional stuff with my time.
Cool. That's what I kind of said for the first one that I wanted to start. So maybe if we do it together, we'll be better at it. I said, I wrote a little note on this one, but I didn't expand on it. So I'm going to try to expand on it now. So what I wrote was, I want to be at peace. And I think that kind of goes back to the last one I said, where I doubt myself a lot. I have a lot of anxiety. Usually I put things off and I procrastinate, which creates more stress and anxiety in my life. And just learning how to sit in certain moments and accept things as they come and that I don't have control over them. You tell me that all the time. Like, why are you worrying about something that you can't change? And so I think for me, that's a big thing, is this year to learn to accept those things and become at peace with external factors that come at me.
Yeah. I dig it. 100%. All right. So the next thing we already did, I want to quit. And the very last one's I want to stop.
Oh,
so,
you forgot one though.
No, yeah, I know.
Okay.
I want to have. What do you want to have?
Well, I want to have. I'm going to do a fun one first, and then I'll think about it for real. I want to have another puppy,
Oh my God.
a goat, and a llama.
A puppy, a goat, and a llama. We have, all right, guys, if you guys don't know who we are, we have 2 dogs, Rava, and if you're watching, because we're probably going to post this on YouTube,
They've seen them walking all
Rava's
around.
literally just got her head in my lap right now. Mika was just walking across the couch. Mika's the cat. Rava's the Belgian Malinois. And Kira is, I'm assuming, probably in her bed. She's a beagle mix. So, yeah, we have 2 puppies and a cat already.
And
But,
another puppy, a goat, and a llama would fit right in.
yeah.
But for real, what do I want to have? I want to have. I don't know, because I feel like we're very fortunate. I don't
Mhm.
feel like we're the richest people I know. We're not the poorest people I know, but we can pretty much at this point do pretty much what we want to do
Mhm.
within reason.
Yeah.
When we want to do it, we live in a nice house. We have cars that run most of the time. My car's in the shop quite a bit, but
So we wrote down our goals for 2020. What was one of the big goals that you wanted to do for the year?
For me or for like,
Both.
so I think a big one that would be awesome would be I want to have all of our at least student debt paid off.
Yeah. And my goal is to have all debt paid off. No debt after 2020.
Little does Kyle remember, I have 4 colleges to pay for.
Gonna have 4 college degrees. But yeah, that's that's my I want to have is all debt paid off at the end of 2020.
That'd be awesome. We need to read some like financial Dave Ramsey books if anyone has any tips, send them our way.
Dave Ramsey book. I didn't like it.
Kyle's thought on life is make more money.
That's right. Make more money.
All right. And then the last one was I'm going to stop. But like we said, we did the I want to quit. So it's kind of the same. So I'd say I want to stop this podcast.
That's right.
Right now, because I think it's plenty long enough, especially for the first podcast of 2020. Hope that you all are ready for a new year and a new decade and have lots of big plans and goals laid out for you. I know that we spent some time today getting everything organized for the next year. We've got some goals that are very attainable that we can hopefully be checking off as the months go on. And we're going to carry you guys through that ride with us.
All right, let's roll that outro.
Thank you for listening to the Kim and Kyle podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. If you want to grow your business, follow us on social media. And if you want to have a good day, go pet a dog.